the topic is complicated because also before you said something that Partimento, the definition is for keyboard. The modern definition is for keyboard. The historical definition not. And this is true because we have some partimenti for violoncello. And
what? We have violoncello partimenti? You have to tell me about this.
Yes, there is a source. It's Partimenti di Rocco Greco. And Rocco Greco is the same who wrote some symphony for violoncello in the Monte Cassino manuscript, and he was the brother of the most famous
You mentioned
Gaetano
him
Greco.
at the beginning, right, of the interview. Yes.
Yes. And in the Monte Cassino manuscript, there are 11 antiphons, diminished antiphons, which are tones of diminutions on an organ bass of the 1666 by Bonifacio Graziani. And partially, these antiphons are in another manuscript, which has a title, Partimenti di Rocco Greco, which is kept in the library of the Conservatorio San Pietro a Maiella in Naples. And we know that they are for cello because comparing the two sources, you see that these diminutions are the same of the antiphons for violoncello, and this is sure that the antiphons were for violoncello. So we have Partimenti Rocco Greco, and it's a big manuscript, and there is an article for who is interested. I wrote with Catherine Ban, which is a colleague. She's also play both cello and viola da gamba. She lives in New York. And she also very interested in historical improvisation. And we wrote together this article, which was published in, I don't know, if November or December of the last year, so 1 month ago, in a volume by Brepols. I think it's a Basso Continuo in Italy, edited by Marcello Mazzetti. So now it's clear where you can find all the informations. And going back to Rocco Greco, so there is a first part, which are these antiphons, and the title is Partimenti. So this is very interesting because nowadays for Partimenti we mean something a bit chordal with little flourishes, but a chordal structure. This is a modern way of approaching. And we have also to say that the Partimento has a long history, so perhaps also has a bit changed during time. In any case, in the end of the 17th century, melodic diminutions were considered Partimenti, realizations of Partimenti. And after this part, in Rocco Greco, there are two parts which are more similar to the Partimenti we find in sources for keyboard. So easy basses with the patterns that you can combine over one over another, and a section with the Partimenti diminuiti. So they are basses with lots of diminutions. And this is a school to learn which is the structure and which are the diminutions. And so in this article, we wrote what we studied about these sources. But this is interesting because this is a testimony of the fact that the basses are improvised over a bass. What is now the left hand of the keyboard? Because nowadays the keyboard plays the left how it stays, and at the right they make something. But we have also historical example of diminutions at the left. Also, for example, by Gasparini.
Okay, so here is the image that you sent.
Yes, this is from the treatise by Francesco Gasparini, L'armonico pratico al cembalo, which is very, very known. And in the end, there are his diminutions of the basso fondamentale. And it's very interesting because usually keyboardists diminish at the right hand, not at the left. Here we have an example. If we check the first notes of the diminution correspond to the first note to the bass, for example, here, G, F sharp, G, E, F, G, C, D, E, F sharp. They are exactly the same, and after he puts a pattern, and this pattern is always the same, but within notes changed for adapting to the different harmonies. And I think this is very interesting. And it's interesting. Can we see the writing?
Description?
What you write?
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Let's bring that up.
Ok, so del diminuire o rifiorire il fondamento, about diminishing or embellishing the fundament. So what does he say? He says it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because you can make the singer lost his way, and you can lose yourself, your way, and you can offend the composer anyway. I will give some example, and there are some pages, not only the one we
Yeah.
showed before. Right? I don't know, 4 pages of examples, and they are very nice. And it means that you can use it, but you have to be responsible. Yeah.
Fantastic.